story time about my extremely toxic best friend. It is terrible how many of these story times I get in, because it just shows me all the different ways that people can be extremely toxic, and it's disgusting. So a little background information. When I was in 6th grade, my mom had signed me up for this summer camp. Well, a few weeks into summer camp, I had met my best friend, and we're gonna call her Jenna. Now, when I had first met her, Jenna was a super nice, down-to-earth girl, I guess for being in 6th grade at the time. But seriously, she was really nice. Like, she was the type of girl that when she saw somebody getting picked on, she would step in right away and totally just bash the person who is bullying somebody. So that was one of the things that I really liked about her. Guys, I might be back after I do my eyebrows because I don't think this is gonna work on camera. You know, I tried every time, and then we get to this part where I'm shaping them out and it just doesn't not freaking work. Like, does that even look good? Like, sis, what are you doing with your life? All right, I'll be back after I do my eyebrows. Okay, so I got a little carried away with my eyebrows, and I tried to do them how like the IG models do them now. What do y'all think? Anyways, overall, she was just really a nice, genuine person. Well, fast forward, we're in 8th grade, and we got to become like mini camp counselors. So pretty much meaning we would just follow the big kids around and kind of, you know, boss the little kids around whenever they weren't listening to the big kids. Well, there was also another mini camp counselor that I liked. We're gonna call him Brian. Now, we were all only in 7th grade, but I had a little crush on him. So what do? I told Jenna that I have a crush on him because, you know, she's my best friend. And Jenna says that she has a crush on him too. Like, sis, I'm sure. And at this camp, we had like a bus that would take us home, right? Well, we all had assigned seats on the bus. And we're all about to leave. It's like the last day of camp, I'm pretty sure. And Jenna decides to say that I smell weird. Yeah. So she calls one of the other camp counselors up to the back of the bus because we were sitting in the back. And she goes, hey, like, she really smells. Can I switch my seat? Like, really, dude? Like, so the camp counselor's like, well, I don't smell anything, but if you want to move, you can. And they were like, just go pick a seat. Where did she go pick a seat? Next to the mini camp counselor that I had a crush on. Like, what a jerk. Like, first, you pretty much say out loud in front of everybody that I smell on the bus, and then you go sit next to the guy that I told you I had a crush on. But that did not stop me from being best friends with her. So that's whenever I kind of realized that she was a hoe. The good thing is that her and I, we didn't go to the same school, so any guy that I liked at my school, I could pretty much just tell her about it and she would never know who it was. We lived 20 minutes away from each other, but she went to a private school, I went to a public school, so it pretty much worked out in my favor. Well, fast forward, I am a sophomore in high school and I get a boyfriend. Now, I tell her all about him because, like I said, they really never had a chance of meeting. I mean, they did, but like, it's not like he had a sign on his forehead saying that he was my boyfriend. So, you know, she's like, OMG, like, I really want to meet him, blah, 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 blah. Well, it was football season during the time, so I told her that we could go to one of his football games. Quick thing, before this, I had never had a boyfriend, so I knew that she was a hoe, but I also didn't think that she would go after my boyfriend if I had one. So, like I said yeah, and before the football game, I'm getting ready at my house and we're about to go pick her up, and the football game was Hawaiian themed, so I had asked her, what are you gonna wear for tonight? She tells me that she has one of her dad's like Hawaiian button-up shirts that she's gonna wear and a pair of jean shorts, which I was like, okay, sounds good, you know, I'll just wear the same thing. So we are pulling up to her house to go and get her. Well, when we pull up, this bitch walks out in a hula bra with her makeup done, her hair done, and this little mini skirt. So, you know, she gets in the car and we're driving and I'm texting her and I'm like, what happened to the outfit that you said you were gonna wear? Her response was, well, last minute I realized that this will be my first time meeting people in your school and I want to look presentable. Really, sis? Really? Clearly I knew that she was lying because nobody just has a fucking hula bra sitting around their house. And her mom had left for work at 4 and the game started at 7. So she had to went and got that before her mom left for work because she doesn't have a freaking driver's license. So yeah, she decided to do that. And the thing is that I always like went out for football games, you know, meaning I would put on like a really cool outfit, you know, to show some school spirit. So the only reason that I had wore that was because I didn't want her to feel awkward or lonely. So I was trying to be nice. By the way, I wore one of my freaking dad's button-up shirts and a pair of jean shorts because my dad had like a bunch of Hawaiian shirts from when we would go on vacation as like souvenirs. So like I said, I'm sitting there in this oversized ugly ass shirt and she's just looking cute in front of everybody. And then she asked me, OMG, like which one's your boyfriend? Because I had never even showed her a picture of my boyfriend. Like it got to the point where she thought I was lying about having a boyfriend because I would never show her a picture or anything. Like I was not risking it. So I really didn't want to tell her which one was my boyfriend because I already had a feeling that with everything that already happened throughout the night, she was just gonna be a hoe, even if it was my boyfriend or not. So she kept asking me which one he was and I'm like, I don't know, I can't see him right now, I don't have my glasses on. I did need glasses. So she was like, oh, okay. But then she made this fucking annoying ass comment that made me want to smack her. She goes, how do you not know your boyfriend's number? She was like, if that was my boyfriend, I would know his number by heart and I would be writing it on me every time that I went to a game. Like, yeah, sis, I do. Just not whenever you're with me. Low-key, I had contacts in, I just didn't tell her. So while she was mingling with people who were at the game, I was sitting there and I was just watching my boyfriend. Eventually she comes over to me and she's like, OMG, you won't believe how many guys gave me their phone number, blah 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 blah. Like we should start coming to your football games together more often. Even though I'm literally thinking to myself how bad of an idea this was and how I wish I would have never brought her. You know those times when you just know you made a mistake but you don't know until it's last minute? Yeah, this was one of those times. So I'm sitting there and I tell her, oh, like my mom's about to be here, we have to leave early, we can't stay. And she's like, oh, like are you sure? I can have my mom come and pick us up. I really want to see which one's your boyfriend. Which is just making me really pissed off at this point. So I just tell her that next time we come to the game we'll be able to stay later, but my brother has surgery in the morning so we have to leave early. No, my brother did not have surgery. Does that make me a bad person for saying it though? No. Girl was trying to steal my man. Bye, sis. So that's the end of that situation. And by the way, I never took her to another football game. She would actually just show up on her own to my school. She would actually just meet up with people that she met at the first football game and she would run into me and be like, OMG, I thought you weren't coming. Well, the one night I actually did not go to the football game because my mom needed me to watch my little brother. And while I'm watching him that night, I get a text from Jenna saying, OMG, I met your boyfriend. Yup. Yeah. And then I just get like a bunch of text messages after that one saying, why didn't you tell me? Like, he's so cute. I'm so happy for you. I talked to him for about like 20 minutes after the game. She was like, sorry, LOL. I just thought you were lying the whole time about having a boyfriend. But yeah, so apparently when she went to the game, she had started talking to a few guys that were actually his friends. And they had said that they had saw her with me at the first football game. And she was like, oh yeah, that's my best friend. And they were like, oh yeah, like she's dating my best friend too. And then after they pretty much tell her who my boyfriend is and stuff like that, and they point him out to her. So yeah, she ended up finding out who my boyfriend was. I was super pissed off about it, but what could I do? Nothing. So I get a bunch of FaceTime calls and stuff the next morning. I'm not really feeling like talking to her because of the fact that I know the conversation's gonna be all about my boyfriend. So I think like the day after, I hang out with my boyfriend and I'm like asking him like, oh, what did she say? Blah, 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 blah. He was like, to be honest, she's really weird and she was hitting on all of my friends. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, thank God she made an ass out of herself. Now he won't want to get with her, right? Wrong. Keep up with it, people. So a few months goes by, football season ended, so she really didn't have a reason to go to my school anymore or talk to the people who went to my school. And she would always ask to hang out with me and my boyfriend, but I always told her no, and that he thought she was a weird ass bitch. Well, summertime rolls around, and one of my boyfriend's friends is throwing a 4th of July party. So he asked me if I want to come. Of course I say yes. And then he also says, if you want to bring your best friend, you can. I'm so dumb.